Hey folks, welcome to Maverick Gun Works. Tell you what, today we have a FN 509 that we're going to do a little test firing with. We'll get through with this and we'll take it back to the shop and break it down, talk a little bit more about it in detail. But I have a really good feeling about this gun. I've heard a lot about them, so I'm going to give it a try and see what we think about it at the range. All right. Oh, you know what? I forgot to write the slide. All right, I think we're loaded now. Oh yeah, that's nice. That is. That feels good in my hand, y'all. It's got a good texture to the grip. With the back strap that's on it right now fits my hand fairly well. I might would try a different back strap if we take the time to change it and see what it feels like. But ultimately it shoots. It feels really good. Trigger's nice. It's not the best in the world, but it does have a good feel to it. Anyways, I like that. We'll take it back to the shop a little bit, but I'll tell you what, before I do that, how about maybe the cameraman maybe like to take a shot at this and see what he thinks. Think so? All right. Well, give us a couple minutes. We're going to change positions here, and we'll come back and give a second opinion of this gun. All right. Okay, guys, this is Jacob. He was helping me with the video a little bit. Jacob, how old are you, buddy?
I'm 14.
14 years old. All right, he's going to give us FN 509 a spin and see what he thinks of it too. And just so you guys know, Jacob has some experience. He's been shooting since he was 5 years old. All right, so go ahead, Jake. Tell us what you think, buddy.
Yeah, I liked it.
You like that?
Yeah.
Cool, buddy. All right, we'll take her back to the shop now and give her a good overview. We're back from the range now, and enjoyed shooting the FN 509. And now we're going to do a little close-up of it and give you a little more details about the gun itself. I don't think I talked about it at the range, but just off top now to start with, FN Herstal is the company that makes this gun. They started business in 1889, I believe it is, in Belgium. And they have plants here now in the U.S., in Columbia, South Carolina, and up in Virginia. So, and this gun was made in Columbia, South Carolina. Pretty cool. All right, very close to us. All right, now let's get down to it. We have the FN 509. You can see the nomenclature here on the gun in 9mm Parabellum, or 9mm Luger, as most people call it, or known as. All right, we'll go ahead and do our typical operation to confirm we have an empty magazine. All right, no leaded ammo on our test bench. We have a empty chamber, so we're good to go here. And let's go ahead and break it down, show you what happens once we've been to the range. Now we've got to clean it up a little bit. As far as our takedown procedure goes, we have our takedown lever on the side that we'll pull down, all right, and release our slide latch, which by the way is ambidextrous. We have one on both sides. It's a cool feature. Let it go. Now we will pull the trigger to let the trigger release. All right, and the slide comes off forward. There we go. How about that? All right, simple to do. And we will push our recoil spring forward. All right, pop it out, push our barrel up, and it comes out of the slot. And we will typically, as we always do with our cleaning process, we're going to put a little bit of solvent, and personally I prefer the Hops No. 9 solvent. Works very well for cleaning the carbon and gunpowder residue off all the surfaces where you might see those, especially on the face of your bolt here. All right, and then on your barrel also, we would run a swab down through the barrel, around the face of the chamber. Make sure we let that solvent sit for a few 5 to 10 minutes or so. We'll come back with a dry patch to mop that out, and then finally follow it up with just a very lightly oiled cloth. So we put a little bit of oil back on where the lubrication was removed on all surfaces. That cool? right? And we'll do the same thing with our frame here. All we're going to do is wipe off the carbon out of it. If you go for a long time and shoot a lot without cleaning it, then when you take it apart, you're naturally going to have to spend a little more time to spray your solvent down in the mechanical parts of the trigger group and the sear section back here, and flush that out the best you can with air, and follow back up with wiping it dry, and put some oil in all the lubricating points. Any place on the gun that has a moving or friction spot, you want to put lubrication back on it. And for us, when we bring it back into the shop, at least for that kind of purpose, we would take this whole grip part now, the whole frame, and we can pop the pins out of it, take the guts out, put everything into an ultrasonic tank, and clean it up really good where you wouldn't normally be able to get to typically. All right, so let's take it back together, and we'll show you some other features of this particular handgun. It shoots really nice. I got a good handful on this gun, so I like that part of it. All right, we'll slip our slide back on, rotate, all right, our latch here, and now she's good to go, ready to function again. A couple other features I wanted to highlight, I guess, about this one. We have, other than the ambidextrous slide latch on both sides, all right, we also have an ambi mag release button, so it comes through on both sides. And we'll show you just a quick demo of that part. With my right-handed, I'm pushing it from here. Mag comes out, okay? And we're gonna go from the left side, and the mag comes out that way too. All right, good to go. Now, we'll look at our safety feature of it. We have a two-piece trigger, I guess you'd say, is what I call two-piece trigger. The trigger has a hinge pin in the center of it, where you have to put the bottom of the trigger down. That releases the latch in the top right here. It goes against the frame, so you can be able to pull the trigger back. All right. And then, speaking of triggers, let's do a pull test and see what we have on it. I was at the range. It felt really good. I think the gun fits my hand personally. I think it fits a lot of people's hands, because FN has made firearms for over 100 countries. For the militaries, over 100 countries. So that being the case, apparently they do really good work, and I like this gun a lot. It fits my hand well. The checkering on the grip prevents slippage. It does a really good job, honestly. And because of the way the grip is made, also you see you have texturing here on that side and on this side the same way. So if you're either right or left hand person, it works just as well for either side. A lot of guns are not made that way. So they've done a really good job of keeping this available to work well for right or left-handed people both. Along with that, also, when I'm talking about the frame, we have the typical Picatinny rail up here for any attachments that you may want, lasers or flashlights type things. All right, works out good, especially for your tactical or military type use. All right, and now let's do a trigger pull test and see what we end up with. All right, we'll catch our trigger, bottom of our trigger. You have to break the trigger in half to get your safety off. Okay, and let's see what we have here. Okay, and that's about 5 3/4 pounds, maybe 5 1/2, 5 3/4 looks like. So that's not the best trigger in the world, but also at the same time, it is designed to be a military type piece, and it works very well. Okay, now let's hold it back, and we're going to do a reset and see what we come up with. All right, I'm moving it back. Reset right there, and squeeze again. That's all we have to do to make the gun function as far as our follow-up shot. So we go here, hit click, and we fire again, and that's good. That's not a bad trigger. Yeah, it's not a competition slick kind of trigger, but it's not meant to be. It can be if you wanted to do a little work on it. I'm sure we can make it a little better. All right, but as it is, it's not bad. It's very acceptable for a target gun as far as the range goes, and something we can practice with. All right, and for self-defense, Lord knows it's a great piece. All right. Magazine well. Okay, we have 17 rounds in the magazine and one in the barrel if you wanted to. All right, so you got a total capacity of 18 rounds, and this gun also is available with a larger capacity magazine. I believe for this one, back there on the in the showroom, we have a 24 round magazine. I believe it is to fit this gun also. Just going to be the same thing. It's just going to naturally hang down a little bit more, space there for the for mag to fit into it. Okay, and on your sights, on this gun we have tritium sights, glow in the dark. We have tritium 2 dots in the back, 1 dot in the front, and they give you really good quick target acquisition. Okay, like that part of it too. Overall, this is a really cool gun. One other feature that we can talk about quickly is the back strap on your grip. All right, there are 3 different sizes that come with this gun. This one we have mounted here is the middle size. There is another one that is a little thinner than this. It's more of a straight down here, gives you a little bit smaller grip. This one is being the medium size, has a little bit of a curve to it. And then there's a larger size that has a curve here and also comes up under the back of the frame. So it gives you a little bit more of a full, I guess a more length between your finger and the trigger. Now for me personally, this one is pretty close, but I think if I were going to shoot this gun a lot, I personally would like to try the other larger grip that brings more space under the back of the frame to see where my finger falls exactly on the trigger naturally. With this, it's pretty close, and I can think I can be comfortable with it, but I would like to try the different size of grip and see how it feels that way. All right. Anyway, hope that gives you some enlightenment on the FN 509, and if there's something we can help you with, give us a call at Maverick Gun Works. All right, thanks for checking us out.